Welcome to Scanny TV on YouTube once again. Yes, welcome to another episode of the Black Star Podcast. This is going to be the episode 3, and I know you guys are going to enjoy this. We've already talked about goalkeeping at the World Cup for the Black Stars team. We've also checked the defenders, and in this episode, we are going to talk about the midfielders. Midfield of everything, personally, I feel that is the heartbeat of the team. And we can all recall some players, right? Top midfielders for the Black Star team. Way back, Charlie. We can even pick it from the Abedi Peles. We come to Michael Essieans, the Antonianas, to the Kurus and to the parties today. So, Charlie, it's going to be a lovely conversation with the one and only Bernardo. Bernardo, Charlie, welcome back.
Okay, boss.
What's up?
We dey like we know the
Everything cool for your side?
Yes, we are managing.
They say the Black Star players, they give you headache or stone now, everything they solid.
Oh, the Black Star players, we don't go do well for the World Cup. So
Okay.
we are not going to be on their necks, but we are just going to rehash that. Their performance at the World Cup is just going to give us the joy that we have missed for a very long
Exactly.
time. Because if you remember the 2006, I quite remember I was in Cape Coast. That time, what game new now? Ghana arena from abroad to town. They made them solo could
Charlie.
That 2010 there was
Me, the 2010 way I enjoy. Wow.
but 2014 everywhere was just quiet. We came back 2022 to the same. So this time around 2026 we want to enjoy that. We want to enjoy and have that feeling back once again that the Black Stars of Ghana will go to the World Cup, their first match. They have won, and then Charlie
Against Panama.
then the next game against Croatia, like I said, we are also going to win. Then in our last game, maybe probably a draw in that game will just be something that we are looking for, and then we'll be good to go. So it is one of the things that I am really looking out for to see our Black Stars play at the top level of football.
I personally think that second game will be against England, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I personally think that Charlie then will perform well. So, guys, before we enter into the details, make sure you like the video as usual, as you guys have been doing always. We really appreciate you. After that, if you are new here, kindly subscribe. Put us on post notification very soon. A dedicated channel for the Black Star Podcast. We are coming like a kite. Take us through midfielders for the Black Star team 2006. Who were our midfielders? Because Charlie, that was our first time.
Okay, so 2006 at the World Cup, we have always been rehashing that 2006 is one of the crowning moments for us qualifying to the big stages at the biggest mundial of football. And then 2006 World Cup saw a lot of quality players in our midfield. It was one of the worst World Cups. Some of us, we really came to understand the term midfielders when we are talking about, when so far as the Black Stars is concerned. So in 2006, we had Michael Essien playing for Chelsea. He was part of that squad. He went. Sulali Muntari then was at Udinese in the Italian Serie A. And we had Steven Tornado Apia then playing for Fenerbahce in the Turkish Super League. He was also there. Derek Boati, AIK Stockholm in the Swedish League. He was there. You just had to be there to witness the performance of Derek Boateng on the ball. You remember in his early days, he was compared to Ronaldo. Maradona rather. And people were like, hey, the way this guy controls ball and those things, he was there. And our form, Otto was part of that team.
Otto.
Yes.
The current head coach for the last
he was playing for men's 05, if you could remember. Yes, he was there. And then Eric Addo'S, another player who was playing in the that's the Dutch league. He was playing for PSV Eindhoven those days. And these are the squad that we sent to the World Cup. And their performances is just something that we need to rehash. And that time, Stephen Appiah was our captain for the Black Stars. Yes, he was our captain for that World Cup. His performances was just there. You will clearly see how our players play. I think there was this guy. He was a midfielder, but most of the times we clearly see him on the wings. That is Aminu Dramani, if you remember. Yes, 22 shirted man.
I used to call him the super sap.
You come inside and then so our midfielders was just there. You clearly see the performance of Stephen Appiah, Michael Essien, Sulali Muntari. Look at the goal he scored against Czech Republic in the tournament. I think it's one of the goals that we still have it in our mind.
Sure.
Regardless of the early numbers or the early minutes of the game, that beautiful goal from Asamoah Gyan, but that rocket shot from Sule Ali Muntari, it will always be
kill you in the post. Sule.
If the boys they do comparison between Ind and Federico Valverde. In terms of shots.
Valverde to get shot.
Yes, but the only thing is that Sule's own has been classical moments. Okay. But Valverde has a lot of them. Yes. I think the game against Napoli and those games, yes.
Charlie Valverde to get shot. But Sule did it. Sule is shot. The shots they come like it go bend some way.
Small like that.
You see that ACN in short way score for Chelsea.
The game against Barcelona.
It was against Barcelona.
The game against Barcelona.
So I think Sule was up there.
Sure.
Top performer.
So these are the players that we sent to the World Cup 2006, and their performances was just good for the Black Stars of Ghana. I am yet to see another set of midfielders after these guys passed out. I think quite recently, in the last like 8 to 9 years, to see defenders who are so much passionate, like the ones, midfielders the ones that we had in the World Cup 2006, and you just had to be there to witness these guys in 2010.
But see, Charlie, you cannot move on from 2006 without talking about the game against Brazil.
The game?
you forget how Tornado they do Ronaldinho.
That game, that World Cup, it's because of how we lost the game, and how
that is why the conversation around that midfield, superiority actually died off. But I think our midfielders, they were up to the task against.
Oh sure, you see, they were really playing at top level of football because before even the World Cup, I think Stephen Appiah was playing for Juventus before he moved to Fenerbahce in the Turkish league. Michael Essien was on top level. He has signed for a deal of 24 million to Chelsea and Jose Mourinho, and his performances was just there. At Udinese, Sule Ali Muntari was just that player that we needed to have seen. So in the 2006 World Cup, our players, the kind of teams they were playing, the kind of performances they were giving us, it was just top level of football. So I was not shocked by the performances they displayed in the 2006 World Cup, even in the game against Brazil. So I'm really not shocked in that particular tournament. Now in 2010 will always and forever be our biggest highlights till this current squad will go to the World Cup and eventually either we will equalize the quarterfinals performance or we'll go to the semi-finals before we stop talking about
this one.
Exactly. But so far as the World Cup is concerned, 2010 will always be our crowning moment. And then that time too, just look at our squad. We had Derek Boateng once again represented. So now it is about consistency. We also had Kwadwo Asamoah coming in. Then it was about a young player trying to learn from the best, and he was also playing at top level of football because he has played for Udinese in the Italian league, and he was just there. His performances as a number 10 and on the ball, off the ball tackle, and then on the ball brilliance, he was just there for the Black Stars of Ghana. Anthony Annan, one of the good ball destroyers in our game locally. You clearly see how the performances of this guy was twice in our World Cup. Exactly. I can't remember the incident with him and Mikel Obi. That incident that he
see, Anthony Annan actually he was up there. See, sometimes it's quite unfortunate that these players would I say they are not lucky or they are not fortunate to play the big teams.
Yes.
Because imagine Anthony Annan in that Chelsea midfield
and in
that Barcelona midfield. You see, yes, the kind of calmness they'll give you on the ball,
exactly.
The kind of destroyer. See, Anthony Annan there, that Mikel Obi there forget him.
Okay.
But Mikel too was a good player, but
definitely.
Annan was solid,
Annan was solid. So Derek Boateng, Kwadwo Asamoah, Anthony Annan, Stephen Appiah once again was part of the team. But if you clearly remember, in 2010, it was all about Kwadwo Asamoah in the 2010 squad, even more than Stephen Appiah, because that time Stephen Appiah's age was a bit ahead of him, so his performances was not like what we saw in 2006.
But so we have to also commend Tornado.
Yes,
for his his attitude. See, Tornado will remain as, would I say, our best ever captain for the team.
Oh sure,
because the way he will handle issues, he understood that actually I'm aging, so I have to understand it. But some captains will not.
We have seen a lot of captaincy issues with the Black Stars from Kwesi
But
Appiah's
Ronaldo,
days, even to recently. The general captain issues with that Andrea Hughes.
At a point, you have to appoint a captain and a general captain.
So for Stephen Appiah, in that moment, he was just a leader. He chose the peace of the team over his own personal interest, and I think that really helped us to the point where we reached in the World Cup. So Stephen Appiah was also part. Sulalli Muntari then was a player who had already come of age, and Michael Essien was on top of his level of performances. And we clearly see the performances of these guys. And 2010 World Cup, we saw the performance of these guys. I think the 2010 also had is it on the World Cup that we had Kevin Prince-Boateng in? Yes, Kevin Prince-Boateng was also part. I think that after that World Cup, that was when he moved to AC Milan. So Kevin Prince-Boateng was also part of that team. Emmanuel Ajimembedu was also part after the 2009 the under 20 performance. If you remember, he was the last player to have played the penalty against Brazil in the 2009 World Cup. So that is where I've always been saying that 2009, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 12. It was one of the best moments so far as the Black Stars is concerned. Because we had players who were playing outside and they were doing well. We had players who played for our junior side and they were also doing well. And we also migrated those boys into our national team. And then when they came, they never looked back. Their performances was just there. Emmanuel Ajimambedu was also part of that team. And their performances was just there. You clearly had to see Sulalli Muntari, Kevin Prince-Boateng, Antoine, Emmanuel Ajimambedu, Kojo Asamoah, and Derek Boateng. These guys, their performances really speak well of them themselves in the group stages game that we played to the round of 16, eventually in the quarterfinals before we lost that game to penalty shootout. Then eventually everything capsided for us in the World Cup. But 2010, I think that it was a crowning moment. After the 2010 World Cup, most of our players had big money moved to big clubs. Classical example is Sulalli Muntari. Sulalli Muntari had to move. Kevin Prince-Boateng moved. Ajimambedu moved. Kojo Asamoah moved, and then it was just good for us so far as our midfielders was concerned in 2010 World Cup. We had players who were ready and who were willing to sacrifice themselves for the Black Stars. I'm just hoping that we'll have players in this current generation that they'll be willing to sacrifice themselves. They'll be willing to play, and after the games, they will be at the top level, because at the World Cup, it's the biggest stages. Look at the World. Anytime there's a World Cup, after the World Cup, there is a lot of big money moves for players. James Rodriguez and the rest, they are just names to mention.
You just have to go there and perform.
Exactly. Even with our own players, I've given a classical example. From the World Cup, Prince-Boateng was a good talent, but after the World Cup, he moved. And he moved to a bigger club joining AC Milan. It was a big move for him. So I think that the 2010 World Cup really sold our players to the limelight, and then the players was just there for them to perform. I think the last World Cup that we had to go was
let's talk about 2014.
2014. So 2014 World Cup really saw our players at the top level of football. If you could remember 2014, Michael Essien had moved from Chelsea to AC Milan. He has joined AC Milan. Sulalli Muntari was also with AC Milan. Rabiu Mohammed with Ruben Krasnodar. Juventus had Kojo Asamoah. Emmanuel Ajimambedu was with Udinese. And Efri Akwa was with Parma. Look at the teams our players were playing. Vitesse I am with Christian Atouchasam. At the point we used to shift him to the may his soul rest in peace. And Albert Aduma for Middlesbrough. I've always said that he's the championship expert.
That guy.
You will play with him in the championship when you qualify. You will go and join a new
right now, Crowder, he's moved to, I think, League One or League
his
2.
Age, I think he's around 35, 36.
Hey, I think more than that.
Yeah, so his age is just there.
Man, respect him. Okay.
Yes, and then we also had Albert Aduma for Middlesbrough, Andre Ayew for Olympic Marseille, and that is Mubarak Wakasu also joining. The 2000 and this squad also was a very good squad. The 2014. The only problem we had has been or will always be the money issue. Kevin Prince-Boateng was also with the team. You could remember. It was between Kevin Prince-Boateng and then Sulalli Muntari with Moses Amapaka
and some management and the coach. Charlie, hey. But that squad was solid though.
That squad was solid
because we actually blended experience with some of the young guys who were in the team. So obviously we're going to perform.
You see, we talked about the defenders, which we had Jerry coming, the Rashid, Smilers, and those guys. They were there. Even in the attack, I think in that World Cup, Kevin Prince Boateng was more of an attacker than a midfielder. If you remember, that is why most of the times.
So sometimes when we talk about midfielders, like some of them, depending on how the coach wants to use them,
exactly.
Sometimes to Otto name some attackers as midfielders.
Midfielders.
You see,
yes.
Depending on where you want to use them.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes it's
exactly.
Like
so at that World Cup, we saw players and then their performances were just they had the bite, they had the play in them, but the only problem had to do with the monetary issue. That was our downfall at the World Cup, and I think that it was so sad because we had introduced a youngster who captained the Black Satellite to glory in 2009 into the team. That is Andrew Rami Morgan, and he was part of the team. Muba Orak Wakasu, an energetic midfielder. His performance was just good. Ajiman Bedu was there. Kojo Asamoah was playing on top level. Rabiu Mohammed, a ball destroyer, a very good sweeper of the ball in the midfield.
Solid guys.
Solid guys. Yeah. So the monetary issue really cost us so far as that World Cup was concerned. And I think that is something we really need to work on, that in the near future we would not really talk about that particular thing again in the game. I think in the 2022 World Cup, then again, we are rehashing what the point you made.
Okay.
And in that World Cup, the midfielders that we named were only 4. But we had other players playing, joining them. So the official squad was 4. Thomas Partey, Idrisu Baba, Baba Idrisu.
I think Baba Idrisu missed out last minute and he wasn't happy.
Exactly.
Because of the injury that he had. Yeah.
And then Elijah Owusu was also part of that particular tournament. And Kudus Mohammed was also part of that team. We had Daniel Kofi also part of the team, and then at a point Kamal Adin Sulemana was also part of our midfield. What's the coaches? So we had Thomas Partey, Kudus Mohammed, Baba Idrisu was part of the team, and
Baba Idrisu didn't make.
Yes, his name was
but Salih Samed came.
Salih Samed came in to replace him. And Daniel Kofi, Elijah Owusu, and then Kamal Adin Sulemana. There's one thing I really feel sad for this guy, and that is Daniel Kofi. If you could remember his performance for the Black Stars, his performance for Freiburg in the German Bundesliga, a very good holder of the ball, has good control of the ball, can move the ball from the midfield during the attack.
Proper box to box.
Exactly, and it's so sad that his long injury has really hampered his progress as a player, and it has been a very bad tone on him. The only thing that was worrying this team was the team was not really balanced, in my own opinion, and the coach's selection too. He got it at some point. He got it wrong. But we are just praying that at this World Cup, I am of a firm belief that Otto has learned on the job. I'm of this firm belief because you can't be doing one particular thing for a very long time.
But I think that World Cup serve, the midfield was not all that bad.
The midfield was not bad.
I quite remember Partey did quite well with Salis. You know, Partey does a lot of the.
Kudus was also driving the team.
Kudus did well in the World Cup, winning man of the match and all. So I think our midfielders, they actually performed quite okay for us.
Our midfielders were the best department at the World Cup because how many goals did our attackers score? How many goals did our defenders with the goalkeeper?
We were defending because anytime Ghana will open up, 2022 they see at the time like something 2023 that one they
any fresh will be a dream.
Osman Bukari, he will climb off the bench, come and score because anytime Otto opens up, we were scoring. Usually we will be sitting back, defend, and if you look at
the game against South Korea.
That's what I'm coming to talk about. You see, that game at a point we opened and we put over 32 passes together before Kudu scored that header.
Sure.
Very like if Blaster we open up to play, we play very well, but always we will sit back. Then Portugal will use one penetrative pass. Joao Felix Ronaldo get penalty. You see,
and they are good to go.
I think Ghana sometimes we need to check our technical team or how we approach games. If you're able to work on that against Uruguay, we just didn't have to lose the game. we got penalty. Unfortunately, Andrea missed the penalty, and the team spirit came down. We went on to lose 2-0. Charlie. So let's go to 2026. We are going to the World Cup. Great midfielders, possibly. Or I should give my.
You should give your
yes. So personally, I feel, as I mentioned, Partey, since he's there, he's going to be at this World Cup, and I think Otto, you just have to talk with Partey more, as we've been doing, because of his pending issues. I think if he's able to be worked on psychologically, see, Partey is a key player to the Black Star team. Anytime he's available, he will score goals, add very good passes, defend well for the team. So I think Partey there, we don't have to talk much about him. Then we will look at other players like Kwesi Sibo, who has come in. He actually came in at the 11th hour during the qualifiers, and I think he has proved why many of us were calling for him. So Sibo just needs to improve his performance.
Definitely.
From Real Oviedo, even though they are not doing well in the Spencer Liga, I think he's.
But once he's getting the minute and he's playing,
yeah, I think it's very good. Then the player we mentioned him when we were talking about defenders, Calibri from Norgeland. See, this boy needs to be in the midfield for me, and I'm expecting him to be part of the midfielders. I also think player like Ibrahim Sulemana of Atalanta Bergamo, who is playing currently on loan at Cagliari, needs to be in the team. Ibrahim Sulemana has also been quite good.
He's a very good player.
Right now, he's getting minutes, and I like that, because Charlie, we are going to the World Cup. We have some players that I don't know. Should they go to the World Cup? Elijah
Uzu's performance for Auxerre in the French league, if we are being very honest to ourselves, I think his performance has really declined.
He's one of the darling boy of Otto.
It's not even about being a darling boy of a coach. It's about your performance as a player on the field of play. That means you are getting how productive you have been on the field.
Exactly.
That is,
I agree with you.
That is supposed to be.
And even in the Black Star team, he's not really impressed me.
Oh,
I think I've seen.
He's a very good talent.
I've seen only one good performance from him in the Black Star shirt. He's very good too. If you watch him as captain for Auxerre, very good player.
He's a very good player.
In fact, and one player who has so much declined. Can you guess the player? Salis Samet.
Salis.
2022 at the World Cup, he was playing alongside Partey.
Solid performance.
But right after World Cup, without so long, and at a point he came on loan at Sunderland.
He was not even getting minutes, and then
right now he's joined OG Sinis, and that plays to sometimes Obo, but still the performance is not there.
I think it has to do with psychology, because for a player of his caliber, his performance that he put up, I think at a point they were playing the Champions.
For me, I think it is down to discipline.
Definitely.
Because what is he going through? Well, I don't know what he's going through.
Yeah, so I think that
he needs to be disciplined.
It's something they also need to work on with the boy, because he's a very good player by our standard. He has the quality to be at top level of football, but his team around him needs to talk to him, and then they need to work on Salis Samet, because he's a good player. He doesn't need to go to the drain. And
if then he's just serious, he want to play. Salis.
I'm told that Daniel Koficha is back. And
he's back. He's training with Freiburg, but I don't know whether it's going to be possible to go to the World Cup, because right now he needs to play games first with the club side. Then if the coaches get to know that he is very good,
and probably we are almost
we are going to the end of the season.
Yeah, we are heading to March. So March, April, May. I think
he just needs to, unless he makes the Black Star squad for the friendly matches, of which I think is going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult for him.
I don't think it's going to be difficult for him. But he's here to play competitively.
So in the local league, which midfielder?
You like taking me to the local league, you know? Well, we
have been to the World Cup, and literally we have a local player.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you. Yes. Usually locally based players go there and
but this is for me personally. I don't see any of our midfielders making the cut to the World Cup. That is my personal opinion.
From the local league.
Yes. On the goalkeeping side, I was of a firm belief that we have our Black Stars number one in our local league.
To be there, sure.
And even with the call up that we have heard that the other goalkeeper for Otto, Solomon Agbesi has received call up.
But Agbesi cannot be number one.
Oh no, I'm just saying that he has also received. So meaning that our technical team is also paying attention to
rumors.
Per rumors.
But you see, even that one, I have issues with it. But you later on, we'll talk about it. Later on, you have conversation about that.
In our Ghana Premier League, these are the two best goalkeepers in our league. Sure? In our league this season.
Are you sure?
In our league,
Solomon has kept in how many matches?
Not more than 10
matches. Have you watched
matches.
The goalkeeper for MSC? Have you watched Felix Che?
Felix, do you know Felix Che had his moments and he couldn't make the cut for the Black Stars? If you could remember,
because we didn't give him opportunity.
The time Mediamo won the league,
we never gave that boy opportunity. It's not that he's not good.
You remember the time Mediamo? But his confidence dwindled when they qualified for the CAF Champions League.
CAF Champions League, he did very well.
His confidence after the CAF Champions League.
Oh, Charlie. Take time and watch the guy. See me, I'm not against Solo Agbesi getting called up. Well, we all want the best players, but Agbesi has played basically less than 5 matches in the Ghana Premier League. Let's say let me give him better. Let's say 7 matches in the Ghana Premier League, compared to goalkeeper who has been number 1 for Mediama SC from day 1. His team is still leading the league table. He's performing day in, day out. Like, see, we have to widen the scope.
So, in the Ghana Premier League, no midfielder can make the cut.
Well, I think it's going to be difficult. We have decent midfielders, but for a player to make the cut at this moment there, it's going to be miraculous.
Because we gave certain players opportunity.
Maybe we are going to add them because of local slots for those players to go there, have experience. Maybe Salim Adams of Mediama AC is doing quite good. Seydou Sana of Adriana Stars, also very good player.
Very, very, very good player.
Then I'll mention Hubert Jawu of Kodoko. Good talent, but who needs to be refined going forward. I think these are the midfielders I can call off.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Charlie, midfielders, they are playing. If I want to mention Abu Francis, we should be praying that he should recover. Then we also have Lawrence Ajekum, Circle Broji, Belgium.
Yeah.
At a point he came in. Majid Ashmeru. We also
Majid
have to pray
Ashmeru.
that he'll be fit.
I think he has moved from Anderlecht.
Sorry, did I say he should get more minutes?
Yes,
he now plays for RAL Lalové.
I think I watched his first game and then he wasn't that bad.
Yeah. He still has it.
He needs to be fit.
He still has it.
Yeah,
he needs to play more matches, stay fit, and we will see how things will go.
Definitely.
Then the midfielder Saleh them plenty. It did my head plenty. Kudus there. We also have to pray that Kudus will be fit 100%.
If he doesn't recover in time,
no, he will. I think after match international break he will be back. So Kudus there, World Cup, solid. He's going to be there. Then who again? Charlie, the midfielders them plenty. If you want to call offhead, we will take out some players and people will come after us here. So
like I've always been saying in all our episodes on this channel, I think that it boils down to the coaches and the technical team decision.
Their decision, yeah, sure.
It goes down to the players who will be selected for the World Cup. It goes down to the commitment of these players and then the commitment of our technical team to know that favoritism shouldn't be
in the conversation at all.
We need to choose players
who
are willing to play for the Black Stars. Look, if you go the World Cup, then carry players. If you can say the players here, then we want our own boys there, so they carry them go the World Cup, make them go take per diem dancing some. We go and our experience in 2014 will be even nicer than what we experienced in 2026.
And I don't think
things have been modernized. So favoritism should be out of the selection. It should be on performance based.
On merit. You need
on merits. The call up, and then it should be players who are willing to die for the Black Stars of Ghana, not players
and you see
who just want to be there.
One thing personally I feel I'll commend this current technical team is they are doing more like Kwesi Appiah's time. They widen the scope, they bring in new players. Sometimes my only problem is to give them opportunities.
You call them, then they will be on the bench and they will not have the opportunity.
But we've seen some few players who have gotten opportunity and they've taken it. Derrick Cole, for instance, when he got his opportunity, I think he was good for us. And Calibirinchi, look at, I was following that guy at Northland, and the time he got called, I never thought he was going to be a starter. Right now, I feel he's a starter in the Black Stars team. You get it?
Boys are now making an agenda for him, not to even just be part of the team.
To be in the midfield.
You
get it? So I think for the, widening the scope, they are doing it. We just have to pick the best for the World Cup. That is going to be my stance. And I think if we assemble our best players for the group phase there, we have to pass through them. Charlie, knockout phases, you see how it will go. That place there be one after the other. You see. So, Charlie, your last words.
Okay, so leave your thought and your suggestion in the comment section, and then let's see how it goes. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly hit the subscription button, turn on post notification. Anytime there's a video, you have the opportunity to watch and then share to other people. And then we are always open for businesses too. So just hit our DMs, and then we are always active, and we are always and also open to criticisms. Sometimes we just have the opportunity to be behind
feel free to share your thoughts.
The microphone and then the camera. But you are the best teacher. So whenever we goof, you'll be able to straighten us small. Then we'll all be there.
Sharp. So guys, that is it from Bernardo, the man himself. This is where we draw the curtain on this episode. Don't forget to always like the video for me. Subscribe, put on the bell to get more updates on this channel. Bernardo, let's close it. This was Kenny TV. So yes, that was it. This was Kenny TV. And of course, we shall meet later.